Outlander, Claire's 5 best outfits, and 5 worst. Our favorite time traveler Claire Fraser had some iconic fashion moments in Outlander. Others, not so much. Here are her best and worst outfits. Drama TV show Outlander spans across centuries and all sorts of geographies. It was not an easy task to design costumes for such an ethereal show, all the while doing justice to the books the series is based upon and keeping in touch with the designs and style of the era. But Terry Dressbach has done not only a commendable job but also gave wings to the imagination of designers all across the globe. Although all the actors have been embellished with gorgeous costumes, Claire's costumes, especially, are a sight to behold. We admit sometimes we pause the show just to take in the style and the charm of those pretty dresses. The gorgeous sultry red costumes, exquisite plaid gowns, Scottish gowns, intricately designed Dior-inspired outfits, riding coats, carefully color-coded mitts, everything looks stunning. Pour some of that La Vie Femme Rouge, because we are going to talk about 5 best and 5 worst outfits of Claire. Let's dive straight in. 10. Best, the sultry red dress. This is hands down the best costume of Claire so far. The iconic red princess gown is no less than a wonder even without any frills or laces or ribbons. Dressbach said she wanted the red to stand as a decoration in itself. Claire wore this sultry red gown to the court of King Louis XV and looked every bit like a royal herself. She just oozed grandeur with the bright deep red color, wide hems, and head-turning charm. If the dress looked modern in respect to the era, it was because Claire is a woman of the 40s and she took some of the elements from the decade when she got the gown designed. 9. Worst, the rendezvous bodysuit. No points for guessing this one. The color looked too ashy and unflattering on her, the hems were too messy, the trims were total matronly, and the unattractively high neck with all the hair scooped up didn't help much and made her look like a nun. While going all out and saying all that, we have to admit that this costume has been criticized so much, we have come to almost like it. Did you know the wobbly stitches and bubbly trims were intentional? The suit was sewn by Claire herself as sort of fully functional utility dress and she didn't know how to sew, so it was merely natural that she stitched it like such. 8. Best, the wedding gown. The long-lost lovers, who don't yet realize that they are meant to be, born across different time frames, Jamie and Claire say I do, and their costumes are nothing short of dreamy. Claire's fairy tale-ish wedding gown is one of the most outstanding and gorgeous dresses we have seen in any TV series. Dressbach says she was tasked with making the costume so romantic that they alone could play the Cupid and both could just fall hopelessly in love at that moment, which actually happened, too. The silver gray bodice has metallic fabrics embroidered which glow in candlelights. This embroidery technique called silver plate embroidery was used hundreds of years ago and is long forgotten. That really brought a magic element of its own. 7. Worst, head-to-toe brown gown. Again, not a single Outlander costume is bad. They are so extraordinary and beautiful, no one can call them bad. To call it worst would be unimaginable. But, this one seemed a bit odd. Painfully monotonous from head to toe, this brown ensemble is not everybody's cup of tea. The brown tinge clashed against Claire's pale skin and we couldn't help but notice a lot of dung brown ensembles in the Outlander wardrobe intended for Claire Fraser. The only plausible explanation could be that she wore what she was imagined and by Gabaldon to bring out her brown eyes. Lame explanation, we admit. 6. Best, the chic Dior-esque bar suit. You already knew we couldn't complete this list without a mention of this modern Dior-inspired bar suit. We are living for Claire Fraser's French wardrobe. And especially the chic Dior-inspired bar suit was a treat for the eyes. Such a mood. This was the first time we saw her in France and boy, did we see her. Terry Dressbach said she wanted this costume to make a statement and it sure did. With the satin gown, matching gloves, purse, and those sparkling danglers. The dress was itself inspired by Christian Dior's bar suit collections from the 40s. Total insta-worthy look, we say. 5. Worst, the chatelaine dress with white puff sleeves. Although some fans loved it, The chatelaine dress didn't impress us much. Seeing the tremendous back-breaking pain the designer team has shouldered and pulled off, it should actually be a crime to call any of the costumes bad. But the bell sleeves felt a little out of proportion. It was largely inspired by the Van Dyck dresses from the 18th century. It is still a matter of speculation as to the relevance of these dresses in those times, that is whether they were everyday fashion or worn like fancy dresses. The dress with those OTT bell sleeves and that fierce chain was on screen for hardly a second, so, we can't complain much, can we? 4. Best, the green tartan dress. Ah, the lovely tartan dress and Claire with her wild curls dripping down her shoulders. The look sends chills down the spine. To state a fact, the dress is quite simple with plain linen inserts, bell sleeves, and a full pleated skirt. The game changer though is the stomacher pinned the way it is boned, its trims, and not to mention, the wild gorgeous face of Claire Fraser, of course. There is something in that tartan dress, that chilly look with her cute pink nose and those wool accessories. No doubt, Claire looks mesmerizing in it. 3. Worst, the brown floral dress. This brown floral gown was beautiful on its own, but it clashed high time with Claire's pale skin, if you ask us. The gown doesn't look like it belongs to the period, but, that was just because it is not intended to look like one. Claire is a woman of the 40s and Dressbox wanted to bring that modern feel to it. It has a unique behind-the-scenes story too. They found this fabric down in the basement of Dressbox's favorite fabric store and she had specifically asked for something that no one else would buy. The dress still turned out well, it's just that we saw a little bit too much brown. 2. Best, the yellow cloak. The citadine à la Anglaise robe with cape looks so majestic on Claire Fraser when she was on her way to visit made her the Raymond. She looks every bit French with those bright colors and the luscious fabrics. The bodice has beautiful hand-painted designs and impressively fitted waist. The 18th century robe is pretty beautiful no doubt, but the citrine cloak is the real game changer though. She looks so eye-catching and royal, yet so in harmony with the French surroundings and the people. 1. Worst, the brown and cream Scottish gown. It was quite a task quoting any costume bad, to call them worst was next to impossible. But we did our best with analyzing the ones that didn't quite match the best ones. And one such costume was this brown and cream gown with little glittery embroidery. It was brown again, and the combination somehow was too plain in comparison with the other star costumes of this extraordinarily gorgeous TV series.